secara sidang video atas ujian semua pihak berikutan Perintah Kawalan Pergerakan di bawah fasa keempat Pelan Pemilihan Negara. Hakim yang bersidang pada hari ini adalah Yang Ahli Hakim Datuk Noorin Binti Badaruddin. Petisyen untuk penerimaan masuk sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara di Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya. Petisyen pertama WA-18-3-01/2021 Cheng Zeng Hon.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Cheng Zeng Hon, Pempetisyen pertama.
Yes.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Sharon Chong Ziying, hadir bagi pihak Pempetisyen Cheng Zeng Hon pada hari ini. Rakan bijaksana saya bagi pihak Peguam Negara Malaysia, Tuan Ahmad Faiz bin Razali.
Yang Arif.
Rakan bijaksana saya bagi pihak Majlis Peguam Malaysia, Puan Syamsina binti Datuk Muhammad Noor.
Yang Arif.
Dan rakan bijaksana saya bagi pihak Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur, Puan Katerina Karvin Wisuyen.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, Katrina Karvin Wisuyen bagi pihak Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur dan Selangor.
Yang Arif, pohon kebenaran untuk meneruskan hujahan dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Yes, dipersilakan Miss Chong. Yes.
Thank you, Yang Arif. My lady, may I introduce the petitioner Cheng Zeng Hon. The petitioner was born on the 26th of October 1996 in Penang to a Mr. Cheng Eng Lee and Madam Tan Lei N. Fast forward to 2019, the petitioner graduated from the University of London, and 2 years later, the petitioner was called to the Bar of England and Wales as a Middle Templar. 2 months after the petitioner's return from the UK, the petitioner started his pupillage in CCA, Tree and Company and Chiang and Arif under the tutelage of my former colleague and good friend, Mr. Yap Yong Hui. The reasons behind the petitioner's decision to pursue a career at the bar are manifold, and the petitioner believes these reasons find their clearest expression in the words of the secret barrister in the 2018 book, Stories of the Law and How It's Broken. And I shall quote, "As for what causes a law graduate to swallow the red pill marked barrister, we all have our official stock answers gathering dust from our days interviewing for pupillages. A thirst for justice, a passion for advocacy, a need to help the helpless, voice the voiceless, and improve the improvable. Sentiments which are all in their essence both necessary and true. But most applicants are too timid to admit the core motivation that lures someone to the bar, the cry for attention, the desperate need to be center stage in the climatic scenes of people's lives. A combination of sated vanity and buried deep below the affectations of brash nonchalance, a quiet but sincere desire to help people tends to be the unifier among most criminal hacks. The petitioner recognizes the role of luck in life and that one can never truly take the credit for one's successes. As the petitioner stands on the threshold of the bar, the petitioner would like to take this opportunity to record his gratitude to those who made this possible. The petitioner would like to express his utmost gratitude to his family for their love and unwavering support, for being his pillars of strength every step of the way. The petitioner believes that without them, he would not be where he is today. The petitioner would also like to thank his close friends from bar school, law school, and high school for always being there for him to make the tough times less unbearable. In fact, a couple of them started pupillage at around the same time with the petitioner, albeit in different firms. This brought them even closer together. The petitioner takes this opportunity to thank his pupil master, Mr. Yap Yong Hui, for providing him with opportunities and guidance throughout his pupillage, and above all, for making him an offer to read in his chambers. The petitioner is also grateful to the partners at CCA, who have given him valuable learning experience and the opportunity to be exposed to different areas of practice, and to his colleagues at CCA who always go out of their way to be thoughtful. It was Oscar Wilde who once wrote, "We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars." The petitioner would like to thank those who were in the gutter with him, his pupil mates for their camaraderie, for reminding each other to look at the stars when the going got tough, They are Annalise George, Khoo Siu Fen, Kate Lu, Tan Wen Siu, Ryan Heng, and Zoe Tan, who's the sixth petitioner here, getting called today. They have been the petitioner's constant companions and advisors throughout his pupillage, and the petitioner is thankful to them. The petitioner wants to give a big congratulations to the other petitioners here, Tan Wen Siu, Ryan Heng, Zoe Tan, and the second petitioner, Celine Lim, on being called to the bar and being retained by CCA. And he looks forward to working alongside his new colleagues. Finally, the petitioner recognizes that while the past 11 months have been a fulfilling experience for him, he says that it is his family and loved ones that had actually made enormous sacrifices. He says that he has been, at best, a part-time family member and a fair-weathered friend, barely going home and cancelling plans at the last minute. Well, we have all been there and possibly still there, so the petitioner should not be too hard on himself. Anyway, the petitioner wishes to put on record here that he will strive to do better. My lady, I believe that the petitioner is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of his honourable court. I believe all the petitioner's papers are in order and that my learned friends from the Attorney General's Chambers, the Bar Council and the Kuala Lumpur Bar Committee respectively have no objections to this motion. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya pohon kepada Mahkamah Yang Mulia ini untuk Pempetisyen Cheng Zen Hon diterima masuk dan didaftarai sebagai seorang Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Chambers has no objection.
Majlis Peguam tiada bantahan, Yang Arif.
Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur tidak mempunyai bantahan, Yang Arif.
Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan pempetisyen dan menerima masuk Cheng Zen Hon sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya dan juga memerintahkan nama Cheng Zen Hon dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. Dengan ini saya memohon kebenaran mahkamah untuk pempetisyen menjubahkan dirinya sendiri.
Dipersilakan.
Much obliged, my lady.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Congratulations, yes, and thank you, Madam Sharon Chong. Yes.
Thank you.
Petition kedua WA-53-53-01/2021 Lim Zi Hui.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Lim Zi Hui, Pempetisyen kedua.
Yes.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Eric Tan, Peguam pengusul yang mewakili pempetisyen kedua. Rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang masing-masing mewakili Yang Berbahagia, Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur yang telah pun diperkenalkan sebentar tadi. Yang Arif, saya dengan rendah diri memohon kebenaran untuk meneruskan ucapan dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Dipersilakan.
Much obliged, my lady. The petitioner was born and raised in a family of 5 to the late Mr. Lim Beng and Madam Rosalind Kong. She read law in Cardiff University and was called to the Bar of England and Wales. She has completed her pupillage under the mentorship of Mr. Kelvin Seed at Messrs. Chui and Company, Chiang and Ari, CCA. The petitioner grew up with 4 other siblings who are smart, self-sufficient, and hardworking. Being the second youngest in the family, the petitioner remembered all too well the self-imposed pressure to do just as well as them, which the petitioner believes has helped shape her into who she is today, determined and self-reliant. However, alongside this self-imposed pressure came the mindset that failure can never be an option and that whatever she does, she must succeed. The petitioner has always looked up to her siblings, so much so that her inspiration to read law came from her elder sister who similarly did law. She was also fascinated with the wearing of wigs and robes at her elder sister's call to the English bar. Being only 10 years old at the time, she remembered thinking to herself that lawyers dressed like superheroes with capes except they wear black robes. My lady, this piece of memory, of which sentiments could still be clearly felt today, was very much ingrained in the petitioner's mind that even after many years, her fascination with the wearing of robes continued to be the source of her inspiration to become a lawyer. However, reality hits when she started reading law. What she thought was motivation and enthusiasm when embarking this legal journey turned out to be like a gust of wind, strong but short-lived. The journey was tough and her passion was scarce. Failure, which could never be an option to her, seemed to be in near sight, and she was ready to succumb to it. Be that as it may, the petitioner was grateful that she eventually completed her undergraduate degree. In longing for some certainty and finding attractiveness in carrying on the established path of pursuing the bar training course next, she embarked on another legal journey, though the fear of failure persisted. Little did she know, the decision to undergo bar training course was the best decision the petitioner has ever made for herself, for the practice of law has become such an absorbing endeavor. The petitioner thoroughly enjoyed the grueling advocacy trainings and the times where she had to think on her feet, of which were challenges that were exciting, exhilarating, and rewarding. But amidst the challenges were the inevitable self-doubts and fear of failure. The petitioners soon learned that failure can be an option, but giving up must not. She learned that resilience is key and that it is not about how hard you hit, it is about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Hence, my lady, the petitioner's completion of the bar training course with flying colors was not only a symbol of academic achievement, but also a symbol of personal growth. For the very same reason, my lady, this makes today's admission to the Malaysian bar after 9 months of pupillage a very meaningful day for the petitioner, as this marks yet another height of personal and character growth. My lady, the petitioner has many people to thank for the milestone she celebrates today. First and foremost, the petitioner wishes to express her indebtedness to her mother for being the strongest woman she knows, and for the financial support in making sure that the petitioner has the comfort and freedom to choose what she aspires to become. And she wishes to tell her mother and her family that she did it. My lady, the petitioner also wishes to extend her utmost gratitude to Mr. Kelvin Sid, who took her in when she had nothing to offer and had graciously imparted a great deal of knowledge to her. Likewise, she wishes to thank all the lawyers and staff, especially Mr. Lau Zhong Yan, Ms. Lim Lei Yi, Mr. Dennis Yuan, and Ms. Evelyn Chan, for their selfless guidance and support to the petitioner in CCA. My lady, the petitioner is also very grateful to all her friends who play such important roles throughout the years in her legal studies. She wants to thank her primary and high school friends, Yuan Ying, Elwa, Lam, Rachel, and Annette, her university and BPTC comrades, Jia, Adrian, and Jaslyn, for their continuous and unwavering support. The petitioner further extends her appreciation to her pupil mates, Ginny, Joanna, and Lydia, for their ever cheerfulness and joy throughout her pupillage. The petitioner further extends her most sincere gratitude to Rahul, who never failed to believe in her when she did not believe in herself, and always so kind in providing guidance. Lastly, my lady, the petitioner wishes to convey that her fascination towards the wearing of black robes has only increased when she understood that the wearing of the robe signifies a lawyer's independence and unity in the auxiliaries of justice. It symbolizes a separation of one's self-importance from her duties to the court and her clients, with a reminder to always perform the latter. The petitioner seeks to bear in mind and display these virtues in her legal career moving forward. Yang Arif, saya percaya surat cara Pempetisyen adalah teratur dan Pempetisyen adalah seorang yang kelakon dan bersesuaian. Saya juga percaya bahawa rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang mewakili badan-badan berkenaan tiada bantahan terhadap petisyen ini. Oleh yang demikian, saya dengan rendah diri memohon supaya Pempetisyen kedua, Lim Si Hui, diterima masuk dan didaftarkan sebagai seorang Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Ada bantahan, Yang Arif?
Majlis Peguam tiada bantahan, Yang Arif.
Ya Arif, jawatan kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur tidak mempunyai bantahan.
Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan pempetisyen dan menerima masuk Lim Zi Hui sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya dan juga memerintahkan nama Lim Zi Hui dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Dengan izinnya Arif, saya dengan rendah diri memohon pempetisyen menjubahkan dirinya sendiri.
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih, Yang Arif.
Congratulations and thank you, Mr. Tan.
Petisyen ketiga WA-18-1389-10/2020 Sharissa Elisa binti Muhammad Rozlan.
Dengan izin Ya Arif, saya Sharissa Elisa binti Muhammad Rozlan, pempetisyen ketiga.
Yes.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Muhammad Farizam bin Harun hadir pada petang ini untuk mengusulkan petisyen bagi Sharissa Elisa binti Muhammad Rozlan, pempetisyen ketiga. Bersama-sama saya rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang masing-masing mewakili berbagai peguam negara, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatankuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur yang telah diperkenalkan sebentar tadi. Ya Arif, sebelum saya mengusulkan pendengaran permohonan pempetisyen untuk diterima masuk sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya, izinkan saya memperkenalkan pempetisyen terlebih dahulu. Terima kasih Ya Arif. Pempetisyen telah dilahirkan pada 23 November 1995 di Selangor dan merupakan puteri kedua kepada pasangan Muhammad Rozlan Ibrahim dan arwah Allah Yarhamah Yatimah Yaakob. Pada usia 11 tahun, ibu pempetisyen telah menggadunya dan pempetisyen telah dibesarkan oleh bapa dan ibunya, Julie Eka Lestari. Pempetisyen telah menerima pendidikan awal di Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Kelana Jaya dan kemudiannya melanjutkan pengajian dalam Diploma Pentadbiran Awam di Universiti Teknologi Mara. Seterusnya meneruskan pengajian ijazah Sarjana Muda Undang-Undang di Universiti Teknologi Mara, Shah Alam dan telah dianugerahkan ijazah Sarjana Muda Undang-Undang dengan kepujian pada tahun 2020. Sebelum memulakan latihan dalam kamarnya, pempetisyen telah mencari pengalaman awal sebagai intern di firma Guaman Israel Partnership dan Tetuan Syafiq & Co. Kemudian pada Oktober 2020, pempetisyen telah memulakan latihan dalam kamar di Tetuan Hafarizam Wan dan Aisyah Mubarak di bawah bimbingan bekas rakan kongsi saya, Puan Nur Alisma binti Zainul Arif. Selama 9 bulan menjalin latihan dalam kamarnya, pempetisyen telah mendapat pelbagai pendedahan terutamanya dalam bahagian litigasi jenayah dan sivil. Ya Arif, pada hari yang bersejarah ini, pempetisyen ingin mendedikasikan setinggi-tinggi penghargaan dan jutaan terima kasih kepada kedua ibu bapanya iaitu Muhammad Rozlan Ibrahim dan Julie Eka Lestari atas segala kasih sayang, doa dan pengorbanan yang tidak terbalas sepanjang membesarkan pempetisyen sehingga ke hari ini. Terima kasih kerana menjadi ibu bapa yang hebat dan membesarkan pempetisyen dalam sebuah keluarga yang sederhana namun cukup sempurna di mata pempetisyen. Tidak dilupakan juga kepada kakak sulungnya iaitu Syafira Amira yang sentiasa membantu dan berada bersama pempetisyen. Pempetisyen percaya bahawa tanpa mereka, pempetisyen tidak akan mampu mencapai kejayaan di dalam hidupnya. Pempetisyen juga ingin mengucapkan penghargaan dan terima kasih kepada ibu dan bapa saudaranya iaitu Yang Arif, Puan Hayatul Akmal dan Encik Ahmad Nazri Ibrahim yang tidak pernah lelah memberikan sokongan dan dorongan kata-kata nasihat terutamanya dalam kerjaya pempetisyen. Pempetisyen juga berterima kasih kepada ibu bapa angkatnya Encik Ahmad Tajuddin dan Zainab Pawan yang telah menjaga dan mendidik pempetisyen dari kecil untuk mengenal huruf A, B, C dan menulis. Pencapaian pempetisyen pada hari ini turut ditujukan khas buat arwah mamanya yang tercinta iaitu Allah Yarhamah Yatimah Yaakob. Pempetisyen ingin meluahkan rasa bahawa walaupun arwah mamanya tiada bersama pempetisyen untuk meraihkan hari bersejarah ini, namun ketahuilah bahawa jauh di sudut hati pempetisyen, arwahlah merupakan pembakar semangat pempetisyen untuk sampai ke tahap ini. Sekalung apresiasi turut didedikasikan kepada Tan Sri Zulkifli Ahmad Makinuddin, mantan Presiden Mahkamah Rayuan, Datuk Wan Azmir bin Wan Majid dan Puan Nur Alisma Zainul Arif yang telah banyak berkongsi ilmu dan memberikan tunjuk ajar sepanjang tempoh latihan dalam kamarnya. Pempetisyen juga ingin merakamkan sekalung penghargaan kepada semua warga kerja di Tetuan Hafarizam Wan dan Aisyah Mubarak, terutamanya para peguam iaitu Cik Nur Hazirah Hayan dan Puan Balkish yang banyak memberikan tunjuk ajar dan melatih pempetisyen dalam mengendalikan kes-kes sivil dan jenayah serta memberikan kepercayaan kepada pempetisyen untuk menjalankan tugas-tugas yang diberi. Seterusnya, pempetisyen ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada semua rakan-rakan, terutamanya rakan-rakan pelatih dalam kamarnya iaitu Hazirah Razak dan Syazah Akila yang sentiasa berada bersama pempetisyen di saat susah dan senang sepanjang latihan dalam kamarnya. Mereka juga telah banyak memberikan nasihat dan semangat kepada pempetisyen di saat pempetisyen hampir berputus asa. Tidak dilupakan juga kepada sahabat handai pempetisyen sejak di bangku sekolah iaitu Damia, Aina, Syahadah dan Aida yang tidak pernah putus menyokong cita-cita pempetisyen sehingga ke hari ini. Juga kepada rakan karib pempetisyen di peringkat diploma iaitu Syida Azmi serta rakan-rakan di UiTM iaitu Atikah Isa, Azizi Hamil, Hana Lokman, Amira Kristina, Arifah Anissa, Hanim Fauzi, Syakirin Manan, Faiz Zamros dan Afiq Ikmal di setiap langkah pempetisyen mengejar impiannya. Akhir juga, pempetisyen berterima kasih kepada insan yang teristimewa dalam hidup pempetisyen iaitu Encik Arif Iman Anui yang sentiasa memberikan sokongan dan menceriakan hari-hari pempetisyen. Pempetisyen percaya tanpa sokongan dan dorongan mereka semua, pempetisyen tidak akan mampu berjaya sehingga ke hari ini. Pempetisyen juga ingin mengambil kesempatan untuk merakamkan apresiasi kepada dirinya sendiri, Arif, kerana berjaya menghadapi pelbagai liku-liku kehidupan selama 7 tahun dalam mengejar impiannya untuk menjadi seorang peguam. Maka benarlah kehidupan ini bukanlah semudah yang disangka, namun berkat kesabaran dan ketabahan pempetisyen berjaya mencapai impian yang diidam-idamkan selama ini. Pempetisyen yakin bahawa setiap kesusahan itu pasti ada kesenangannya. Ya Arif, saya percaya pempetisyen adalah seorang yang sesuai dan berkelayakan untuk diterima masuk dan didaftaraikan sebagai seorang peguam bela dan peguam cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya. Saya percaya semua kertas-kertas kauza pempetisyen adalah teratur dan bahawa rakan-rakan bijaksana saya daripada Jabatan Peguam Negara, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatankuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur tidak mempunyai apa-apa bantahan terhadap permohonan pempetisyen ini. Dengan itu, Yang Arif, saya dengan segala hormatnya memohon agar pempetisyen diterima masuk dan didaftaraikan sebagai seorang peguam bela dan peguam cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Jabatan Peguam Negara tidak mempunyai bantahan.
Majlis Peguam tiada bantahan, Yang Arif.
Yang Arif, Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur tidak mempunyai bantahan.
Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan pempetisyen dan menerima masuk Sharisa Alisa Binti Muhammad Roslan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya dan juga memerintahkan nama Sharisa Alisa Binti Muhammad Roslan dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Terima kasih, Ya Arif. Dengan izin Ya Arif juga, saya dengan rendah diri memohon kebenaran untuk pempetisyen menjubahkan dirinya sendiri, Ya Arif.
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih, Ya Arif.
Congratulations and thank you, Datuk Wira.
Terima kasih, Ya Arif.
Petisyen keempat WA-18-1471-10/2020 Hon UZ.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Hon Yuzi, Pempetisyen keempat.
Yes.
Assalamualaikum dan selamat petang, Yang Arif. Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Najmi Dawami bin Abdul Hamid, Peguam pengusul yang mewakili Pempetisyen keempat, iaitu Hon Yuzi. Bersama-sama saya adalah rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang masing-masing mewakili Yang Berbahagia Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Selangor yang telah diperkenalkan sebentar tadi. Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya dengan diri memohon kebenaran Yang Arif untuk meneruskan ucapan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Dipersilakan.
Thank you, my lady. My lady, the petitioner, Hon Yuzi, was born on 9th of April 1997 in Hospital Mentakab and is the eldest child of Mr. Hon Kai Chun and Madam Lam Yin Fan, which I believe follow our session today. My lady, the petitioner received his early education in SJKC Chunghua 1, Mentakab, and continued his secondary education in SMJKC Hualian, Mentakab. The petitioner read law at Multimedia University Melaka and graduated with honours in June 2020. My lady, a little bit about the petitioner's personal life. He loves to involve in sports and events throughout his days in university, from playing badminton to paddle with dragon boat team, and from joining law-related events to international dragon boat races such as Penang International Dragon Boat Festival, and represented Malaysia in 2018 at ASEAN University Games at Naypyidaw, Myanmar. My lady, after graduation, the petitioner was fortunate to be offered a place to commence his pupillage in Messrs. Kwek Ong and Associates under the tutelage of Ms. Chow Eugene amid the pandemic of COVID-19. During this time, the petitioner was exposed to real estate and conveyancing transactions, closely guided by his master who monitors his professional development. The petitioner extends his gratitude to his pupil master and the managing partner, Mr. Ong Kit Wee, for providing him with opportunities and guidance throughout his pupillage. In addition, the petitioner would like to thank his fellow colleagues in Messrs. Kwek Ong and Associates, especially Lok Zuen Sin, Yvonne Lim, Nohaslina binti Hussein, Nora Fizani binti Hussein, Nur Syahira binti Khairul Nizam, Shirley Law, Lim Wei Han, Tan Ai Kim, and Lim Chi Pei. My lady, none of the petitioner's achievement would have been possible if it were not for the support from his family members. On this memorable day for the petitioner, Mr. Hon Yuzi would like to express his utmost gratitude and appreciation to his family, to his parents, Mr. Hon Kai Chun and Madam Lam Yin Fan. He is thankful for their constant love and support and their sacrifice. The petitioner would also like to thank his siblings, Ms. Hon Jia Lee and Hon Jia Wei, for being there for him at all times. The petitioner would also like to thank his girlfriend, Ms. Bernice Yo Rosin, for her sincere support and considerate. The petitioner would also like to express his gratitude and appreciation to his friends Vincent Tay, Liu Jia Hao, Goh Lai Ling, Steve Koh Kok Min, Pang Xin Yi, Lee Jun Kai, and many more. Finally, the petitioner is also grateful to me to be his mover today. Yang Arif, saya percaya bahawa semua surat cara Pempetisyen adalah sempurna dan teratur, dan saya juga sesungguhnya percaya bahawa Pempetisyen adalah seorang yang berkelayakan dan sesuai menurut Akta Profesyen Undang-Undang 1976, dan rakan-rakan bijaksana saya seperti mana yang mewakili badan-badan yang berkenaan tiada bantahan terhadap petition ini. Oleh yang demikian, Yang Arif, saya dengan rendah diri memohon suatu perintah agar Pempetisyen Hon Yuzi dapat diterima masuk dan didaftaraikan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara di Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Tiada bantahan, Yang Arif?
Majlis Peguam tiada bantahan, Yang Arif.
Yang Arif, tiada bantahan daripada Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Selangor.
Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan pempetisyen dan menerima masuk Hon Yuzi sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya dan juga memerintahkan nama Hon Yuzi dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. Dengan rendah dirinya, sekali lagi saya memohon kepada Yang Arif untuk membenarkan agar pempetisyen menjubahkan diri beliau sendiri, Yang Arif.
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Congratulations and thank you Encik Najmi.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Pempetisyen kelima WA-18-1813-12/2020 Yap Jia Jun.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Yap Jia Jun, Pempetisyen nombor 5.
Yes.
Dengan izin Mahkamah, nama saya Gregory Ling dan saya mewakili pihak pempetisyen nombor 5. Bersama-sama saya adalah rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang telah pun diperkenalkan sebentar tadi. Dengan rendah diri Yang Arif pohon kebenaran untuk meneruskan ucapan saya dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Persilakan.
I'm very much obliged, my lady. My lady, in appearing for the petitioner, I have the distinct privilege and honor to be the only one to be in the driving seat for the introduction of your petitioner. So, as is common, I always take it a point to meet up with the petitioner to find out and get to know him personally on a personal level, so that I can do this role properly. Now, it's also common that during this stage, a draft speech will be handed over to me that will set out a little bit about himself. And so it was through this draft, my lady, that I first discovered the first of two traits which are exhibited by your petitioner. First trait is that Mr. Yap, your petitioner, is actually a very modest and simple man. Rather than allow this speech to be a chance to platform his many achievements, he was very simple, very short and sweet. He merely mentioned to me that he read law at the University of Reading, completed his bar professional training course at the City Law School of London, and was admitted as a barrister of law at the Honourable Society of Middle Temple. Thereafter, he pursued his postgraduate diploma in accounting and finance at the London School of Economics, and subsequently graduated last year, 2020. And then after that, your petitioner then commenced pupillage with Mr. Wong Tak Chung of the chambers of Mrs. Wong Ben To. And that's all he said. So it was necessary for me through our meeting to really uncover more layers of the onion, so to speak, of your petitioner. And first and foremost, I discovered that his parents who are present and watching these proceedings were humble people themselves. They built themselves up and became developers of buildings and projects. And I will talk a little bit more about that later. Secondly, he has a younger sister who is studying accountancy. But your petitioner, being very bad at math, like many before him and many, I dare say, who are present during these proceedings, realized that this was the profession best suited for him. Now, however, this was not his first choice. I will embarrass him a little bit. In kindergarten, he actually ventured that he wanted to be a tailor. Now, that's the first time. I guess he prepares different types of suits today, or will do in the future. but there was no actual great reason for this choice. Then moving on to primary school, he actually wanted to be a pilot. Now, natural reason was so that he could see the world, but unfortunately, as one can see from the screen, poor eyesight put paid to that vocation. So I'm glad, though, that he eventually found his true calling in this noble profession. And the reason for that is because of his second trait. Now, I asked him this question, what is the trait that you think about yourself most? And he actually said that it's because he's adaptable. And through our conversations, I have found him to really, truly be an adaptable person. And this is actually a very necessary, but not an often quoted trait by people when I ask them that. And I think he has shown himself to be best suited to be able to really adapt to circumstances and to people who he was speaking to. And I think that will really take him very far in this noble profession. To this, I will therefore say that his parents who are watching here, I think as not only did they develop good buildings and good projects, I believe they also developed a very decent and upstanding human being. And for that, I applaud them. This brings me to a quote by the late John W. Davis. Now, John W. Davis was a American politician. He was a diplomat and he was also a lawyer. Many, many years ago, he served under President Woodrow Wilson in the United States as the Solicitor General. And he was also the ambassador to the United States for the United Kingdom. He made this quote, which is very apt for Mr. Yap. So he was asked a similar question, and his answer was, look, true. We lawyers build no bridges, we raise no towers, we construct no engines, we paint no pictures, unless as amateurs we do it for our own personal amusement. There is little of all that we do which the eye of man can see. But behind it all, we smooth out difficulties, we release stress, we correct mistakes, and we take up other men's burdens, and by our efforts, we make it possible for the peaceful life of men in a peaceful state. So in that regard, you don't have fancy projects like your parents, but I think you build a lot more which is unseen. So enough about the petitioner. Let me now move on to the people who have played very vital, important roles in your petitioner's life. On this memorable occasion, your petitioner would like to seek leave of this honorable court to express his sincerest gratitude and appreciation to the people who have been instrumental in his journey leading up to this eventful day. First and foremost, he pays tribute to his parents, Yap Fuk Man and Chong Pui Ling, for their unconditional love and sacrifice, for their unwavering faith and trust in your petitioner, and with great patience, kindness, and grace. Your petitioner is forever indebted to them for the rich and fulfilling life provided to him, especially for the invaluable education that was afforded to him. Secondly, he accords appreciation to his pupil master, Mr. Wong Tak Chung, for all the opportunities given to the petitioner to learn, where his guidance and advice to the petitioner was invaluable. Your petitioner is grateful that his pupil master was always generous in sharing his wealth of knowledge and experience. And I can say that personally, I've seen Mr. Wong never to be one not to share in all of his experience and his wealth of knowledge. And I've heard this same remark by many, many who have come before him. Now, to the partners and all of his colleagues in Mrs. Wong, Bay and Toh, your petitioner expresses his sincerest gratitude to them for taking the time to teach, support, and advise him during his 9 months of pupillage. Their patience and kindness for your petitioner throughout his pupillage is immensely appreciated. He accords thanks to me. You're most welcome. And last but not least, he also accords thanks to all his friends from all seasons of his life. Your petitioner is deeply appreciative of the honor of knowing each and every one of you, and for all of you being his support system. His life would admittedly be far less interesting, if not for them, where they have, each and every one of them have left a lasting impression on him. My lady, I believe that the petitioner is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of this honorable court. I believe that all your petitioner's papers are in order and that all my learned friends from the various chambers have no objections to this motion. Dengan itu, dengan rendah diri, saya berbangga untuk memohon agar pempetisyen diterima masuk dan didaftaraikan sebagai seorang peguam cara dan peguam bela Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Jabatan Peguam Negara tidak mempunyai bantahan, Yang Arif.
Tidak ada bantahan daripada Majlis Peguam, Yang Arif.
Yang Arif, jawatan kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur tidak mempunyai bantahan.
Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan pempetisyen dan menerima masuk Yap Jia Jun sebagai peguam bela dan peguam cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya dan juga memerintahkan nama Yap Jia Jun dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. Izinkan saya memohon agar pempetisyen menjubahkan dirinya sendiri.
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Ling.
Petition ke-6 WA-18-1841-12/2020 Tan Ziyi.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, nama saya Tan Ziyi, saya pempetisyen ke-6.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, Bahari Yau, saya bagi pihak pempetisyen Tan Ziyi pada hari ini. Rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang masing-masing mewakili yang berbahagia Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia, Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur telah diperkenalkan sebentar tadi. Izinkan saya untuk melafazkan sepatah dua dalam bahasa Inggeris demi memperkenalkan pempetisyen kepada Mahkamah Yang Mulia ini.
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. My lady, the petitioner Tan Ziyi goes by the name Zoe. She graduated with a Bachelor of Laws from the London School of Economics and Political Science in 2019 and was called to the degree of an Arts Barrister by the Honourable Society of Gray's Inn in 2020. Soon thereafter, she underwent pupillage under the tutelage of Miss Yit Su Ching at Chui and Company, Chang and Arif. My lady, unlike my colleague Gregory Ling, when I received the speech from your petitioner, she particularly requested that don't miss a single word from the speech. And for the reason that will become clear in a short while, and for that reason, I will have to read verbatim of what she has said. Now, on this memorable day, and she put it in a parenthesis in bracket, and which I will have to read, at the very least, this is the case for the petitioners herself. The petitioner wishes to express her gratitude to some people. To Miss Yit Su Ching, her master, the petitioner thanked her for being patient even when she made mistakes that frustrate both of them. Now, this is very true, my lady. The petitioners remarked that Miss Yit has been kind, though no nonsense, and forthright about improvements that she needs to make, for which the petitioners is grateful. To her colleagues, the petitioners thanks them for entertaining her queries and for giving her directions whenever she asked from them. Now again, this part, my lady, the petitioners reminded me, and in her draft she says don't miss any one of them, but she didn't ask me to pronounce them correctly, but if there's any mispronunciation, all the error is mine alone. Now this, she would like to thank Ku Shu Fen, Jing Zhen Hon, Tan Wen Siu, and Kate Lu. She'd like to thank them for their company during her pupillage. The petitioner would also like to give a shout out to Cheng Zhen Hon, when she was, I believe, the first petitioners before my lady today. To them and to her other friends, she apologizes for making them vicariously experience her pupillage when she poured out her feelings whenever she felt frustrated. No doubt, she thanked them for remaining as her friends even till today. Now to her parents, and again, she said she expresses her gratitude for their financial support, and I'm sure it is more than just financial support. And also she recognized the tremendous privilege not enjoyed by everyone. Okay, I hope I'll be forgiven that I cut out this part of the speech. She'd like to thank me, but very welcome. Now, she's grateful for the blessing which she has received thus far and hope to pay it forward and to live out to her name, both in Chinese and in English. And if I can just try to guess, Ziyi means wisdom and life. Ziyi in Chinese. I hope I've pronounced it correctly. My lady, I believe she is a fit and proper person to be admitted and enrolled as an advocate and solicitor of this honorable court. And I also believe that all the papers are in order, and my learned friends from the Attorneys General Chambers, the Bar Council, the Bar Committee, respectively, have no objections to this motion. And on that, I humbly move this honorable court to admit and enroll the petitioner Tan Ziyi as an advocate and solicitor of the High Court of Malaya. I'm obliged.
Ada bantahan Yang Arif?
Majlis Peguam tidak ada bantahan Yang Arif.
Yang Arif, jawatan kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur tidak mempunyai bantahan.
Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan pempetisyen dan menerima masuk Tan Zhi sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya dan juga memerintahkan nama Tan Zhi dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Terima kasih Yang Arif. Dan dalam era norma baru ini Yang Arif, they have lost the trait of tradition, but I humbly pray that my lady allowed her to robe herself. I'm obliged.
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih Yang Arif.
Congratulations and thank you Encik Bahariau.
Thank you. Thank you, my lady.
Petisyen ke-7 WA-1871-1871-12/2020 Mio Muhammad Najmi bin Abdul Talib.
Yang Arif, nama saya Mio Muhammad Najmi bin Abdul Talib, Pempetisyen ke-7.
Yes.
Dengan izin Yang Arif, saya Nursyada binti Arsyad hadir bagi pihak pempetisyen Mio Muhammad Najmi bin Abdul Talib pada hari ini. Rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang masing-masing mewakili yang berbahagia Majlis Peguam, yang berbahagia Peguam Negara Malaysia, Majlis Peguam Malaysia dan Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Selangor yang telah pun diperkenalkan sebentar tadi. Yang Arif, izinkan saya memperkenalkan pempetisyen. Pempetisyen Mio Muhammad Najmi bin Abdul Talib dilahirkan pada 11 Mac 1997 dan merupakan anak sulung kepada Puan Nur Haizat binti Osman dan Encik Abdul Talib bin Miorzin serta merupakan abang kepada Cik Siti Hajarul Nadwa bin Abdul Talib. Pempetisyen mendapat pendidikan awal di Sekolah Kebangsaan 2 Taman Keramat Kuala Lumpur dan pendidikan menengah di Maktab Rendah Sains Mara Lenggong, Perak. Pempetisyen seterusnya melanjutkan pengajian dalam jurusan Undang-Undang di Fakulti Undang-Undang Universiti Teknologi Mara dan telah menjalani latihan dalam Kamar Ditetuan Kamdan Enko di bawah bimbingan dan tunjuk ajar Encik Wan Ahmad Zafran bin Wan Kamaruddin. Yang Arif, pempetisyen ini menzahirkan penghargaan yang tidak terhingga kepada ibu pempetisyen yang merupakan tunjang kekuatan, pendorong semangat dan juga sumber inspirasi kepada pempetisyen. Pempetisyen sangat terhutang budi kepada ibunya yang telah banyak berkorban dan bersusah payah dalam memastikan pempetisyen membesar dengan baik dan mendapat pendidikan yang sempurna. Segala nasihat dan peringatan yang diberikan oleh ibu beliau akan terus pempetisyen semat sebagai panduan dalam menongkah kehidupan ini. Pempetisyen juga ingin mendedikasikan penghargaan kepada bapa, adik serta ahli keluarga pempetisyen atas segala yang telah diberikan sepanjang pempetisyen bergelar mahasiswa undang-undang sehinggalah pempetisyen menamatkan tempoh latihan dalam kamarnya. Di kesempatan ini, pempetisyen ingin mengucapkan jutaan terima kasih kepada semua warga kerja Kamdan Enko, terutamanya Encik Zafran yang telah memberikan tunjuk ajar dan bimbingan dengan penuh sabar dan dedikasi. Tidak lupa juga kepada Encik Kamdan dan Puan Suryati yang telah memberikan peluang kepada pempetisyen untuk menimba ilmu dan pengalaman di Kamar Kamdan Enko. Pempetisyen juga berterima kasih kepada Encik Adib, Encik Fakrul, Kak Eza dan Kak Suzan atas segala bimbingan dan panduan yang telah diberikan. Pempetisyen juga ingin memanjatkan kesyukuran kerana dipertemukan dengan beberapa insan yang telah hadir dan bermakna dalam kehidupan pempetisyen. Terima kasih pempetisyen ucapkan kepada Aida Syafiqah, Hanan Suid, Aina, Najihuddin Zuhairi dan Alang atas segala tunjuk ajar dalam pelajaran dan tanpa jemu melayan setiap persoalan dan perbincangan yang telah dilontarkan. Terima kasih juga pempetisyen ucapkan kepada Hazim, Ashraf, Akilah, Ika, As dan Fatin atas persahabatan yang telah terjalin sejak pengajian asasi sehingga ke hari ini. Tidak lupa juga kepada Syafiq, Arif, Amirul, Megat, Fayat dan Asri yang turut membantu pempetisyen dalam banyak perkara. Akhir sekali, pempetisyen ingin mengucapkan jutaan terima kasih kepada para guru, pensyarah, rakan-rakan serta kepada saya sendiri kerana sudi menjadi pengusul kepada pempetisyen. Terima kasih Mio. Sama-sama Mio. Ya Arif, saya percaya bahawa semua surat cara pempetisyen adalah sempurna dan teratur. Saya juga sesungguhnya percaya bahawa pempetisyen adalah seorang yang berkelayakan menurut Akta Profesion Undang-Undang 1976 dan bahawa rakan-rakan bijaksana saya yang mewakili kesemua badan yang berkenaan tidak mempunyai sebarang bantahan.
Ada bantahan ya Arif?
Ada bantahan daripada Majlis Peguam yang Arif?
Ya Arif, Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Selangor tidak mempunyai bantahan.
Oleh yang demikian ya Arif, saya dengan rendah diri memohon agar satu perintah pempetisyen dapat diterima masuk dan didaftaraikan sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya.
Mahkamah dengan ini membenarkan permohonan pempetisyen dan menerima masuk Nur Muhammad Najmi bin Abdul Talib sebagai Peguam Bela dan Peguam Cara Mahkamah Tinggi Malaya dan juga memerintahkan nama Nur Muhammad Najmi bin Abdul Talib dan penerimaannya didaftaraikan oleh pendaftar.
Ya Arif, izinkan saya untuk memohon kebenaran mahkamah yang mulia ini untuk pempetisyen menjubahkan dirinya sendiri.
Dipersilakan.
Terima kasih ya Arif.
Congratulations and thank you Puan Nursyada.
Dengan ini saya menjemput Ya Arif Hakim untuk memberikan ucapan.
Tuan Ahmad Faiz bin Razali, Peguam Persekutuan mewakili Yang Berhormat Peguam Negara Malaysia. Cik Syamsinar binti Datuk Muhammad Nur, Wakil Majlis Peguam Malaysia. The beautiful Cik Katerina Karvinwi, always here with us, Wakil Jawatan Kuasa Peguam Kuala Lumpur dan Selangor. Para peguam pengusul yang bijaksana, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat sejahtera. It is a pleasure indeed to address you, ladies and gentlemen, the new advocates and solicitors and your families today. You have worked so hard and sacrificed a great deal to reach this milestone in your life. You have reached a stepping stone in the legal arena today, and the court is indeed a place where you can pause and look back with pride on the distance you have covered. Oh, but firstly, I forgot. Saya ingin mengucapkan terima kasih di atas kehadiran para peguam pengusul pada petang ini. Saya mohon maaf kerana kami terpaksa menangguhkan prosiding ini yang sebenarnya telah ditetapkan pada hari Jumaat yang lalu, memandangkan kita telah wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur telah diisytiharkan bercuti umum pada hari Jumaat yang lalu tanpa disangka-sangka. Jadi untuk tidak memprejudiskan dan untuk tidak menafikan para pempetisyen kita daripada kita menangguhkan pada satu sesi Jumaat yang akan datang, pihak mahkamah telah mengambil keputusan untuk mendengar permohonan pempetisyen pada hari ini. May I extend my warmest congratulations to each and every one of you again, the petitioners, on your great achievements. Congratulations too, of course, to your proud parents, your siblings and your good friends who are here today online to join us on this auspicious day. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now embarking on a new adventure after years of dedicated study, hard work and perseverance. You could have not endured this ordeal or the experience without the loving support, encouragement from your loved ones, especially your parents. So please, never forget your parents' sacrifices, for you will never ever go far if you were to forget their sacrifices. So today I have to congratulate your parents as well, because apart from saying that this is your achievement, this is also your parents' achievement. Congratulations kepada para ibu bapa pempetisyen kita pada hari ini. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what they say, and I will have to repeat again and again. They say it is not easy being a lawyer, which is true. And what more, it is even more difficult to be an outstanding one. Without the passion, diligence, hard work, dedication, perseverance, and sacrifices. So please be prepared for all that. So as much as I believe that the future is very bright for all of you, considering your impressive resume, which I heard just now, however, I must remind you that what await you are many more years of dedicated hard work and sleepless nights. So the road is long for you, with many winding turns. So aim to be an outstanding lawyer, respected by all. And it will take years of experience to be a skillful advocate and willingness and passion to learn and improve yourself. So do not be too ambitious to fill up your coffer, but spend time in your early years in the bar, developing your skills as a lawyer. Now, after years of study, ladies and gentlemen, you are now minutes away from becoming a true advocate and solicitor. I must caution you that your education as an advocate and solicitor had just begun. Continue with your education, as education is a lifelong process. We have survived, you and I and all the learned movers. We have survived elementary, secondary, universities and law school and chambering for that matter. You are not done yet. So, and what is more, you will never be. So this isn't the end, it is closer to the beginning of your education. Continuous professional development and education can only enhance our legal competence, and all of you must commit yourself to lifelong learning to develop and hone your legal knowledge and skills. Ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you of the simple virtues that a lawyer must have: patience, integrity, honesty, humility. So stick to these simple rules in life and plot your way to success. I wish you success and happiness. Don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. Be led by the dreams in your heart. Courage is the most important of all the virtues, because without it, you cannot practice any other virtue consistently. Life is about accepting the challenges along the way, choosing to keep moving forward and savoring the journey. So if we desire respect for the law, we must first make the law respectable. As you embark on this pursuit, ladies and gentlemen, I extend to you, on behalf of the entire bench and everyone here in this court, in this virtual courtroom, our heartfelt congratulations and best wishes. Welcome to the arena, and hope to see you in court one day. For your kind attendance and attention, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sejahtera, and have a pleasant evening.